Just go live or record or something like
go.
that.
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. Alrighty, guys. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. There you go. We're live. We're live.
What's happening, everyone? Thanks for having me here, guys. My name's Sixfigs. Cover a lot of crypto stuff here. Looking forward to just seeing what you guys have to say about the current crypto markets and Dfinity and all that jazz.
And I'm Bitcoin Renegade. Sorry to interrupt you there, Victor. So basically, Victor invited us on this channel. I've been wanting to be on here for a long time, and I'm so happy to be a part of this live stream. We're going to talk about some amazing stuff tonight, so hit it up for us, Victor.
Alrighty, guys. So welcome, everybody. They already introduced themselves, but I want to introduce Bitcoin Renegade and Sixfigs. Both of them are top YouTubers on ICP. So ICP is a coin that's received a lot of hate in the past, and people talk about the price going down and ICP this, ICP that. There's currently some stuff going on with crypto leaks on what's happening within the ICP ecosystem. So we're going to cover that. We want to cover Ghost Token, how it's going to the moon. I personally believe it's the next Doge or Shiba Inu. Even if it doesn't go that far, it's going to go super high because we're so early. And we also want to talk about Bitcoin integration. What does that mean for ICP? What does that mean for Bitcoin? And what does that mean for the DeFi space? What is it going to do overall in the DeFi space to have Bitcoin integration to ICP? So I guess to kick off, let's start Sixfigs. I think you wanted to talk about the crypto leaks. Go ahead and start us off with the crypto leaks.
Yeah, so right now, as you guys all know or may not know, this whole crypto leaks thing is just been absolutely nuts. There was a bunch of information released, I think it was Friday evening, on how AVAX and stuff like that was partnering up with a law firm, and they were abusing the legal system to extract like trade secrets supposedly through discovery when they would go to sue some of these crypto foundations and things like that. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are kind of taking AVAX's side, saying that this whole crypto leaks thing is nothing but a bunch of hogwash, but they do have some pretty solid and convincing claims in the crypto leaks articles, specifically the lawyer talking openly about some of the tactics that they're using to really harm these ecosystems like Solana, which is tied to FTX, Tether, ICP, for example. And there's like so many more. I think Tron was one of them. I saw a big list, and it was so big that I can't remember all the cryptos that this law firm has sued. It's just presumed that there was this tight-knit relationship between this law firm and AVAX Labs or whatever. And, file sharing of trade secrets, things like that. So it's just been nuts. And to kind of top it off, I just saw some video tonight before we came on, and there was a billionaire that's involved with the secret spy footage, allegedly. So I think we're going to be, I haven't really gathered all the information on that, but supposedly they know who is behind the camera, possibly, of these spy videos. It's when you think you've seen it all, it's just like it's just starting. Every day there's something new. It's just nuts.
Yeah, it reminds me of that meme. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's a meme with Dominic Williams with a mustache going like, "Hey, tell me more about the trade secrets."
Dude.
But but it's so crazy how in the crypto world a lot of people left TradFi or traditional financial markets to come into crypto because they were tired of the corruption going on with the traditional markets. There's so much corruption, insider trading, all these things. And they came to crypto because they thought it was a way out from this corruption, from what was going on. And it turns out there's probably even more corruption in crypto going on with the trade secrets, lawyers, law firms, just shady attacks. Even there's some people that are more friendly. I think Bitcoin Renegade is one of them that wants just everybody to get together and have a multi-chain universe where all the chains coexist, which I somewhat agree with that take. But at the same time, even if you believe in something like that, certain shady tactics or things gone in the wrong way is just not the right way to go in the crypto world. But Bitcoin Renegade, what do you think about this?
So, right off the top, that makes me think of Three Arrows Capital. They were in bed deeply with AVAX, and now they're trying to scam people for all of that money they lost. The worst thing you can do in crypto is revenge trade, and they're doing it on a high level. And they're not only doing it to boost their own sales, but to take down other communities. And to me, that is the opposite of what we want to do. With Bitcoin at first, it was all about people wanting or talking about it like, oh, only criminals use Bitcoin, only criminals do this. And then we kind of got out of that narrative for a while. And now these things like AVAX attacking Solana, Three Arrows Capital, it makes crypto look shady. Like you were saying, people want to escape that with the traditional stock markets. And that was a way out, or we started to see the tunnel on the other side. And now we see all these things with FTX that shorted ICP. And we're going to get into that with Victor and Sixfigs here on why the price of IC went down so much. And it's because of this shady stuff. So yes, I do want a one cooperative community, but that is just like a one world peace, right? That's probably not going to happen. So let's just combine as much as we can together, like the Bitcoin integration, Ethereum integration, and try to bring all of the willing participants together. And that is my stand on it. And I think a lot of people will agree with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm all for that. I'm excited about Ethereum integration. I'm excited about Bitcoin integration. There's other things that I'm not a programmer, so I don't know what it's called, but the HTTP output, I think maybe Sixfigs can tell us more about that one, where you can connect to Web 2.0 onto Web 3.0. But yeah, that's definitely, I mean, it's so crazy to see all of these, I guess, scandals, you can call them, going on in the crypto world, where it used to be a world of, I don't know, dog memes and dog tokens. And now we're seeing, law firms, ruthless, law firms, the SEC, trade secrets, and all of these stuff that is, I guess, in a way, have more to do with the traditional financial world or just the traditional legal world than they do, I guess, the crypto, what we're used to from back in the day in the crypto world. I mean, I remember when Dogecoin came out. I mean, I thought it was funny. I was like, this is the funniest thing. I really like this because it's funny, right? And which leads me to the other topic, which we'll talk about in a little bit, is Ghost Token. I think the price of ICP has been going down for a while. I think Sixfigs can tell us more about technical analysis. I'm not the best technical analyst, but in a downwards price discovery. But the Russian war, and then the pricing of wood, the price of like all these raw materials and commodities going up, inflation going up over 9%, just all these things going on. And there's a little glimmer of light in my day, and I call it Ghost Token. So a little glimmer of light. I bought a couple, and I'm super excited. It kind of brought back into me, which I guess it's emotional. It's not very technical, but it brought back to me, I guess, what I would call the spirit of crypto, and just seeing like, there's some random token. It's funny. People like it. You buy it and it goes up only. Right. So yeah, Sixfigs, tell us more.
Yeah. So Ghost Token, I picked up I don't know how many millions of those tokens. I took a little bit of profit, not gonna lie. I've still got a little tiny bag, and it's just gonna kind of be my little bag that I hold on to. I have yet to pick up a Ghost NFT, so that's on my list of things to do. I just been so busy, I haven't gotten around to it, but it is what it is. I'm excited for it. I'm excited that other people are excited for it, and I love seeing the price of this thing climb up and up. I just wish there was a better way for me to like chart it. That's just kind of like one of the reasons I'm not holding as much of it at this point in time. But second, I can get a solid chart on it.
Yeah,
All of them.
I'd like to add to that because on ICPSwap, that is one of the next things that they are working on is actually having a chart for that. So look for that in the coming weeks as well. So, and if you're looking to get ghost token NFTs, there are a few places like ICPSwap you can get it, Meme Cake, and those are the top two that I know of right now. I'm sure they're going to be on like CCC or IC Market one day. But the floor price, I bought Ghost NFT. I think it was like 2 and I got one for 1.1 and found out it was like a 95% rarity. And so like I'm not selling it for less than 10 or whatever. Or like I even said 40 or something. But these and that was within like less than a week. So what Victor was talking about is this meme coin. It brings a spirit of not only like creativity because artists, you know, just love kind of funny stuff like that. And it brings value to the actual token because of the community. And that is what ICP has the strongest out of everyone. That's why Ghost Token has done so well. Right now, it has like a $1.56 million market cap. It went all the way up to 2.4 million. But just imagine if it had anywhere near the Shiba Inu volume or the Shiba Inu market cap. Now, that's when we start talking about like it actually transforming ICP into a superpower top 10 crypto. But right now, I would just check out the profit that you can make. It's gone up a lot, but there's still so much more room for profit. So that's my take on it. You got to check out ICPSwap. I will share my screen later and show you guys the exact holders. Can I do that now, actually? Would you like
Yeah,
it?
go ahead, do it.
Okay, cool. Let me... Okay.
Nice.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Is it
Let
working?
me add your screen. I have to add it to the stream.
Yeah,
There
we go. All right, so this is on ICPSwap right here, and this would be the Ghost token right here. This is one you're going to look for with that logo. It's called IC Ghost token or just Ghost token. It has a 10 billion circulating supply or total supply. It doesn't say how many are circulating right now. It's 8 decibels, and there's no transfer fees, which is awesome. So you don't have to pay that 0.0001 ICP, which is nothing anyway. And this is the most exciting part right here is the 20,686 holders right now. And as you see, the market cap is down a little bit, but it's still holding strong at 1.54 million. That's 230,000 wrapped ICP. So this is fire. And I can't wait for that. Go ahead and we can take my screen off there now. There we go.
All right, nice. I was really excited about that one. I'm gonna be straight up honest. Like Sixfigs, I sold some of my Ghost token. Well, I'd like to trade. I'm not gonna lie. I like to trade. If it pumps a lot, I like to take a little bit and then I buy back and everything. But I did sell some to buy some. We're all gonna make it NFTs from Mahila. I'm a huge fan of DK Lord and
Yeah,
Meme
me too.
Magic. I remember when I first saw DK Lord on Twitter, I saw his little like graphics I was making, and I was like, hey man, I really like this. And I remember one day he posted like it was like Pepe Frog snapping his fingers saying ICP to $2,000. And I was like, I like this guy. I'm gonna follow him. So it's really cool to see kind of community led tokens. But I did buy some. We're all gonna make it NFTs with some of my ghost profits. But yeah. But Sixfigs, you were saying.
Yeah, you know, it's nothing wrong with doing that. Like I said, it's just part of the game. We're all here to make money. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, you know, take a little profit for me. You know, I've done the same. I like the Bitcoin Flower project. Had something similar happen with Origin token. Put a bunch in like overnight. It skyrocketed 25%. Like, you know what? I'm out. Bought an ETH flower, a bunch of other stuff, and like it was free. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
a
you
lot
gotta
of people. Yeah.
you
A lot
gotta
of people
cover you
make.
gotta cover yourself, when
Sure.
you're up like that. So
A lot of people make fun of you like, hey, you're a paper hands or whatever. First of all, I'm not a paper hands. I do hold Ghost token. My ICP, I have it for 8 years. I made your gang, right? Most of my ICPs are your gangs. But at the same time, I do remember one time somebody told me, if it's good enough to take a screenshot, it's good enough to take profit. And I remember I was looking at the Ghost token. I was like, holy fucking shit. I took a screenshot. And then immediately I was like, oh, I'm taking screenshots. It's time to take some profit. And I did. It went back down. I took half of that money, bought some NFTs, and the other half of that money that I took out, I bought some more Ghost tokens. So now I have like a lot more Ghost tokens. But But that's a good advice. Though. I mean, it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nonetheless, if it's good enough for a screenshot, like every time you get excited and you take a screenshot, just remember, I should probably take a little tad bit.
Yeah, especially on like these, like meme coins, for example. Not financial advice, but they're just so unpredictable, low liquidity most of the times. It's just they fluctuate wildly like a leaf shaking in the wind. So yeah, it is what it is.
I wouldn't be taking profit right now though because it's so far down.
Yeah.
You want to take profit when it's
right.
at like 2.4 million market cap and way up. So now's the time to buy, not financial advice.
Not financial advice, but I think he's right. Yeah. No, I definitely do like Ghost Token. But on to Bitcoin integration. So the other topic that we want to talk about is Bitcoin integration. So what is Bitcoin integration? Bitcoin integration is basically Bitcoin runs on its own chain. And just like Ethereum runs on its own chain, there's been a lot of things called bridges in the past, or actually currently, but I consider currently the past because Bitcoin integration is coming with chain key cryptography. But with these bridges, there have been a bunch of hacks. So just in the past like 3 months, every time I'm on my Twitter feed, and it's like so-and-so got a hack, so-and-so other bridge got a hack, $700 billion and this many $1 million, and not billion, $700 million. And just all of this money being stolen from bridges to where it's the point, well, why are we even doing that, right? So with chain cryptography, and I'm not a cryptographer, right? My major, I guess, is in legal studies and economics, so I can talk about macroeconomics all day long, but not so much about cryptography. But as far as I understand it, it's not bridging something into something else; it's integrating into the actual Bitcoin, into the actual Bitcoin blockchain, to where your transactions not only become much faster, but now with this new app that I believe won Dfinity grant. I was watching the Dfinity grant. It's called Spinner app. You can take the Bitcoin and you can basically convert it into a privacy coin. So I know privacy and decentralization are the two main things for a lot of people that use Bitcoin. A lot of them, I guess, hedge against inflation. And of course, a huge part is speculation. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Can I make a lot of money with this? But the two, I think, huge things are decentralization and privacy. So with Bitcoin integration alongside the Spinner app, I think the ICP, the Internet Computer, can become basically the banking system for Bitcoin, right? Or like a new layer of Bitcoin, to where Bitcoin can be transferred from one place to another instantly. On the top of my head, I can imagine kind of like exchange houses. Anybody that's been to Mexico or any country, when you arrive, there's these little like exchange houses. You give them like dollars and they give you pesos or something like that, and then you can shop around. I think we're gonna see this in like real life, kind of like Bitcoin ATMs, but just people just exchanging their money. I can already imagine like third world countries, people that don't have banking systems. A lot of times you don't have your birth certificate or an ID, or you just don't want to go all the way to the bank. And what people do, and I say this from firsthand experience. Currently, I'm in Mexico. A lot of people use like what is the equivalent of a 7-Eleven. So there's a store called Oxxo. It's like a 7-Eleven, and everybody they go there, they send money to each other like a Western Union. They pay their bills. You can pay your cell phone. You top up your cell phone. Like there's not a lot of cell phone stores. Cell phone stores are like integrated into other little tech stores, and I think with Bitcoin integration, people are going to be able to buy Bitcoin and have it like immediately while they're waiting in line, instead of like go wait over there for half an hour or something like that. They can buy Bitcoin now in all of these unbanked countries. I mean, think of like El Salvador, and just immediately transfer money to other wallets, to themselves, and you can exchange it person to person, like a peer-to-peer cash system, which I think is what Satoshi would have wanted, or does want. I don't know. He might still be alive somewhere, but what would have happened? But I don't know. Can you guys fill me in on more? Maybe you guys did a little bit more research. Go ahead, Bitcoin.
So I really want to touch on what you were talking about. Like, people don't want to do KYCs. They don't want to have to, show their ID every time they want to exchange money. And so what you're doing with ICP is you are bringing that huge customer base of Bitcoin, and you're bringing eyes to the internet computer. Because what I've noticed is people are trying to turn people away from ICP or the internet computer just by not letting them either see the content, making it look bad or whatever. But now you're opening up an area with the Bitcoin integration, which now you don't have to wrap your Bitcoin to use it. So what ICP is going to do is it's going to use an API to basically connect with the Bitcoin network, which is not a bridge. It is an actual direct integration with Bitcoin. And what they are doing is, let me just look at my notes here. They have already started with the testnet API. It's already available on the testnet right now. There's actually a video on Dfinity right now that shows you how to set up and run like a DAO or a testnet of the Bitcoin integration. And so what that means is there's no more third parties to trust. Like these bridges, they can have people, to trust, or a code that can be hacked. So that is no longer an option anymore. And so basically what they're doing is they're starting to build the testnet so that they can release the mainnet hopefully in September. And I'm going to ask you guys in a little bit if you think it's actually going to be in September or what. But before you answer, a bunch of the things that are going to change it, it's going to be faster. So when you wrap Bitcoin, it goes to a different network. So if you're using Ethereum and you wrap Bitcoin to use DeFi, right, you're going to pay that Ethereum gas fee. Then there's also a bridge that can be hacked. So you're losing money on gas fees. You can get hacked. And there's so many other things that this is going to change for the future. The first step to full integration with top blockchains is the ECDSA signature. And that is basically like the API that connects what Victor was talking about, the chain key cryptography. This is the signature that they're going to use. And so the sample code is written on Motoko and Rust. But what I want to talk about is the CKBTC. Now, this is going to be the Bitcoin that is going to be traded with ICP. It's going to be called CKBTC. And the keys are not held by like the people. I know they say not your key, not your crypto. But if nobody has the key and it's only trusted by the blockchain, then it can't be lost. It's still your crypto. You use your internet identity and boom. And they are going to sign those transactions using threshold signing. And so this is a lot more technical. Like I'm not a cryptographer or an analyst, a paid or a trained analyst. But these are the things that we're going to be looking for. And if you want to research threshold signing, it will help you understand the Bitcoin integration more.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, with Bitcoin integration, I think it's going to be insane. Currently, I think first of all, I don't know why anybody would want to send their Bitcoin and then make him run on Ethereum. I guess there's some special use cases to it, but it just
for
sounds
DeFi.
expensive.
That's
yeah,
it.
for DeFi. I guess for DeFi, it sounds expensive, but with there's a lot of speculation on crypto. And there's a lot of tokens and in the past initial coin offerings and then NFTs and then all of these things going on. But if you look past, I remember when I first learned about Bitcoin, I think it was like 2014 or 2013. And I was just like reading. It used to be so boring back then. We didn't have BitBoy. We didn't have any of that like more entertaining stuff. It was just like all these articles. I remember I was like reading. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is either the future of money or it's the CIA like trying to track money even more. And I still low key kind of think that, but I'm gonna. But I remember when doing all of that, I think what was on my mind for the vision of crypto, for what was crypto going to be, in my mind, it was people are going to shop online with this. People are going to go to like the farmer's market and pay for their produce with this. And of course, as happened probably a lot in the past with Silk Road and all of that, they're going to buy illegal things with it, right? Even I think it was Milton Friedman, but would talk about kind of what would happen if there was some sort of digital non-centralized money. But with Bitcoin integration, not only is Bitcoin going to be used for DeFi, which you can currently do, I guess, with all these bridges, which is expensive and it's just used for speculation. But I think Bitcoin can finally, without the need, I guess, of a Lightning Network or whatever, but within another, I guess, blockchain, can finally be used for transactions for people to buy cheap goods. So I know you can transfer, and there's always the Bitcoin maximalists are always talking about how $1 million trillion gajillion dollars got settled, and I'm like, okay, well, how many of that was like a person buying milk at the grocery store? Probably like zero. Okay, like I don't think anybody, even myself, I'm a crypto enthusiast. I've probably used Litecoin to pay for things more than I have Bitcoin. But with Bitcoin integration, I think for the first time in history, you're gonna see. This is funny because there's some taco NFTs, but you're finally gonna see people go down the street and buy like a $2.99 taco with Bitcoin. It's gonna be possible. It's gonna be cheap, and it's gonna be safe. So I think that's like the main big thing. Other than, of course, at first, I think we're going to see NFTs, we're going to see DeFi, we're going to see all of these swap tokens or whatever. But in the grand scale of things, we're going to see tangible, physical people that are not techies, that aren't into technology, going with their phone and just going like that and paying for like a gallon of milk. And I think that's what's going to happen with Bitcoin integration, which is why I'm 8-year gang. I don't think ICP is just going to skyrocket probably tomorrow, but I'm confident. Well, it is not financial advice, but I'm confident that within 8 years, with Bitcoin integration, with the rise of Web3, right, digital ownership of assets, you can own things, take them with you to somewhere else. I think we're gonna see ICP skyrocket. Like I always say, to the moon.
Yeah, and so we're holding that $6 support. That's what I want to say about that. We are doing it so much better than all the other altcoins right now. What do you think, Sixfigs?
Yeah, I like that, man. It's doing decent, no doubt about that. And just kind of piggybacking off what Victor said, we have yet to really see Bitcoin really be used as this currency for these small transactions, whatever it may be. And you just gotta help but to wonder, this is like the internet being introduced for the first time. Once all these people try it once, it's just going to open the floodgates for Bitcoin to be used, more than it ever has been, especially with this whole integration. You're kind of working with ICP, you've got spinner cash that allows people that privacy. That's so needed. Even in today's society, we think of like the US dollar. There's some sort of privacy when you pay in cash, right? So we're going to kind of get that same privacy through spinner cash and things like that. So yeah, I'm excited about it, and it's going to be revolutionary. I think maybe not right away, but as soon as people start catching on and avoiding those gas fees through Tornado Cash and all that. I mean, it's just a no brainer. Good things are ahead.
Yeah, adding to this, this was not a part of the of what we were going to talk about, but I think in the future we're going to have central bank digital currencies. So one of the things about central bank digital currencies, just like Sixfigs mentioned, with currently cash is the biggest asset used for illegal transactions, right? People like to talk about Bitcoin being used for illegal things. I've seen people buying drugs. Okay, I live in Mexico. Like I have to just go outside, and cash money, fiat money is probably the most private money you could ever use, right? The problem with it is transporting it, of course, but with Bitcoin integration, what we're going to see is a lot of these people that are going to be basically forced into central bank digital currency, CBDCs. If you've heard about these, a lot of things are, of course, conspiracy theories, and all this bad stuff's going to happen. But in a way, number one, you're not going to have privacy. It's not going to be as private. Number two, this is the one that worries me the most, right? It's not a big worry, super big, but it's a little worry. Central bank digital currencies are programmable. So what does it mean to be programmable? That means that your bank or your government, I don't know if it's going to be federal government, municipal, or I'm not sure, right? Or economic unions. I think in Europe, European economic unions, they can program your money to where you can only buy certain things. So for example, I'm a big fan of right to repair, right? There's a thing not a lot of people talk about, but every time I buy something, I like to be able to repair it. I like, like my car, I drive a 2004. Right. And I'm super happy with it. Like, do I want to buy, 2022? I mean, it'd be nice, but I'm so happy that I can just swap a part and put another one in. And it's like, it works nice. Right. And I buy things on the internet. I do a lot of modifications. And I think in a way, for example, this is just an example. In the economic union, I think the year 2020, I don't know, I think it's like 2 or 3 years from now, they're going to start incorporating different safety measures for their cars. For example, Cars need to have like side view cameras, speed controls that detect like your stoplights and stuff like that. And although it sounds like safety features, like this is going to keep me safe, I think in a way I see it dystopian. Like, well, what do you mean my car has to drive itself? Like it has to stop if somebody tells it to. Those kind of things freak me out, right? So with central bank digital currencies, I think in the future it might, and this is just, a theory, right? I don't have any basis points for this, but if somebody wants to buy, let's say somebody's like, hey man, I want to buy a 1978 Volkswagen Beetle and put whatever engine I want, and the bank is going to be like, no, you have to buy this new car with all the safety features. It's also 100K, and it's gonna be like, wait, what? So in a way, your freedom to move, right? And let's forget about the freedom to move with transportation, but your freedom to use your own money to buy whatever you want. And I know certain things should be legal, right? Heroin, cocaine, other things, but libertarians may disagree with me, but I know certain things have to be legal. But if the government or the banking system or economic union or I don't know, whatever your local authority is, can dictate whether you can or cannot do that, let's say, oh, I'm sorry, you're too chubby, you can't buy this Coca-Cola, right? That's just a smaller example. And if the United States ever does get centralized healthcare or free healthcare, I think that's 100% going to happen. It's 100% going to be where it's like, oh, well, you have free healthcare now, but we're not going to let you buy that pack of cigarettes or
else you won't be able to trade with the money because the money will be so regulated by these central digital bank or these banks with their digital currencies that they will have track on everything that you do. So if you do go buy a Coke that you're not supposed to because you're overweight, now you get a fine or you go to jail. And so that's socialism at its finest right there. And that is something we need to fight against, man. I'm all with you there.
There you
go. 100%.
And you just opened like Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Because what happens, like, let's just say, I think everybody's equal, but let's just face it. Let's just say if there's like this homeless person on the street that all of a sudden needs medical care or something, and maybe he's got some money that can pay for a checkup or something, will they deny him based off his social status? Or, you just start to think about all this other stuff. Just kind of piggybacking off what you said, Victor. I mean, it's just, we can look at socialism, just watch a video on North Korea or something, and they pick out everything for you from your, basically what you do for an occupation to the schooling you get to the people that you marry, how many kids you can have. I mean, the control just never stops.
Yeah.
Yes. And it just, you raise a really good point there, Victor. And I mean, that's just something that you don't really think about.
People need to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
The point, I guess the point of that was when these digital currencies or central bank digital currencies get introduced, since 2009, 2013, whatever, I guess the thought process was, well, we can just use Bitcoin. Well, how are you going to use Bitcoin if it's like expensive and if it's slow, right? Are you gonna go to the store and be like, well, let me wait 30 minutes in order to pay my groceries or something like that, right? It's going to be super slow. So I think with the internet computer, which does raise other issues, like is the internet computer decentralized enough to where my transactions are safe? I think we have to wait in time in order to see that. Like, are there going to be accounts frozen? Can they be frozen? Right? Those are the questions I would like to ask Dfinity or the devs making Bitcoin integration. But assuming none of that happens and it is just free flow of transactions and they are private, I think this is going to be the competing currency or the competing factor to central bank digital currencies. Not only do I think stable coins are going to run on ICP, I think Bitcoin itself is going to run on ICP and is going to be used for transactions like buying just small goods, right? A gallon of milk, like a pound of cheese, just like really simple, like non super huge amounts. Which I think is the point of what Bitcoin is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that brings me to El Salvador. They did it first and they did it the best. So if you know that wrapped ICP is a $4 billion industry, or wrapped Bitcoin, sorry, it's a $4 billion industry. So if you even take like a fraction of that and put it into ICP, that is going to skyrocket. Then other people can hear about it. And a lot of the problem with the Bitcoin integration or the Bitcoin currency in El Salvador is that, yes, they can't pay it very fast. The Lightning Network helped relieve some of that stress, but it can only do it on a certain level. What ICP and the Bitcoin integration will do will bring that to scale. Not only can you now do Bitcoin, DeFi with Bitcoin, but you can also build dApps with Bitcoin and use that as a basis. Like ICPSwap is going to be one of the main leaders in that, Infinity Swap and Sonic as well. And they're all integrating this EC DSA signature so that they can interact with it in the way that you're talking about. So somebody can go to the store, buy whatever they need, their eggs on the ICP blockchain like that. It's going to cost 0.0001 ICP to do, and it's going to be instant or almost instantaneous, and it can scale to the entire world. 8 billion people or 7 billion, however many are here right now. So that is why I think it's gonna succeed. Sorry.
And that's really important because we have the NNS. Let's say right now 0.001 ICP is really cheap, like to us, but in 20 years 0.001 ICP might be like a huge amount of money, right? We don't know that yet. So assuming that price does increase, we have the NNS, so we can just modify all that to where it really is scalable. Bitcoin was really nice in 2009. Like I'm assuming it was super fast and everybody had thousands of Bitcoins or whatever. But nowadays it's still nice because it's decentralized, right? It has that super amazing beginning where it just came out of nowhere apparently. But it's also kind of slow. And although I do like Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency I ever learned about. I literally, the day I learned about Bitcoin, I literally spent like 13 hours like just reading because I thought I found like this and I didn't buy any. That's the worst part. I didn't have I was like, well, this is definitely gonna double, but I'm gonna go do my little other business that I'm doing. I was selling like cell phone accessories or something at the time, but I didn't buy any during that time, and it blows my mind. I said I should have, even I thought it was gonna double for sure, but it more than doubled. But Bitcoin was that answer back then. And I think ICP plus Bitcoin is that answer now. Like buying things and buying them fast, scaling, people voting if something, gets out of hand or becomes inefficient, you can fix that. Like you can fix that 20, 50, assuming I'm 8-year gang, so I definitely believe it's going to be here at least 8 years from now. I don't plan on pressing that dissolve button for 4 years, right? So that means I at least have faith in it for 12 years. That's gangster. But assuming it lasts longer than that, assuming it lasts 20 years, 50 years, which it definitely could. We don't know. We've never seen this before, right? It could crash and go to 1 penny tomorrow. We also don't know that, right? Hopefully not. I don't think it will. I think it's has that strong support line. But assuming it does go 50 years from now, people are using Bitcoin, ICP, we can fix those prices. It doesn't, 0.001 ICP doesn't have to be a cost factor. I'm sure when Ethereum came out, nobody was, excited. Like, man, golly gee, I'm so excited about paying $40 for one transaction, like $100, right? I think normal people don't want to pay that much money. If you're a multimillionaire buying, a monkey NFT, and you're going to sell it for like $20,000 more. Yeah, $20 is nothing to you, right? And to a lot of people, paying those gas fees makes it more real, right? You're like, oh no, this is a real blockchain because I'm paying $60 gas fee, right? Whereas other blockchains are much cheaper and faster, and they might not feel as real. I don't know. I've been trying to think about the psychology of why people keep using expensive blockchains. That's my only guess, but I don't think when they created Ethereum, they thought, they were excited about like $100 in gas fees or anything like that. And I think when people created Bitcoin, they weren't excited about 30-minute transactions, right? So I think the ICP is the answer for the continuation of crypto.
Yeah, it very well could be. And, it's just one of those things. I can remember back in the day when I first got exposed to Bitcoin, I wasn't that excited about it, but I was interested in it. And what I do? Went out and bought 200 Bitcoin, sat on them. I sat on them for, I don't know, however long, but I bought 200 of them at $6 a pop. And I sat on it. Once they hit $7, I sold it all. And so I made like, I don't know, a couple $100, and I was like in college or whatever. So it was great. Moved on, never touched anything else concerning crypto again for a really long time. And like you mentioned, just a minute ago about, the 10, 15, 20 years, 50 years down the road, had I had the hindsight, that I have now, man, I wish I would have just held it. I mean, even a little bit of like ICP or Bitcoin today could still go a long way in 20 years. We just don't know. And that's just kind of the whole psychological thing that you got to get over with too, is be prepared for anything to happen, including it going to the moon or becoming worthless. So I don't know, guys. I just, there's something special about this whole Bitcoin integration with ICP, and it's just never been done before. So I don't know. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait for it to happen. I'm glad they're taking their time on it to make sure, things are hopefully getting done right. But we just got to have faith in the team at Dfinity. And yeah, that's all I got for that.
Yeah, but talking on dates, do you guys think and this is I don't have any inside information or anything on this, but do you guys think it's been postponed because they're working the bugs out or making sure it's really nice, or it's being postponed because the market is so crappy right now? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
That is a good point that you make there. So the people behind ICP are not only smart, but they're strategic, I've noticed. And they really hold certain levels, and they also don't worry about it just pumping to the moon right now. So what you're talking about, are they working on it or are they waiting for the market? I think it's a little bit of both. I think maybe they are going over it maybe with a fine-tooth comb more than they would have if the market was, say, a lot higher. But what that means is that when it's released, it's going to be more valuable. It'll work better. There will be less, errors where they say, okay, well, we released it in September, but it won't actually be ready because we found an error. Now it's going to be January of next year, or they just wait till October and release it with everything, ready. And so I think it's a combination of both, actually. I really do.
I mean, if we're being honest, the launch date, the launch date for Dfinity probably wasn't the best timing either. I think it's kind of like when everything started going downhill. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be best to launch it with some upward momentum. I think it's something that they're very eager to get out at the same time, and it's just, man, it's so tough to speculate on if it's an intentional delay. I think if there was, some sort of intentional delay, it'd be for some good reasons. It's not, when you start releasing stuff like this during an absolute bear market. For example, I'll use my YouTube channel. I've seen views, during the bull market, these are small numbers, go from like 100,000 down to like 20,000, 30,000 per month. So, there's not a whole lot of eyes on crypto right now. And perhaps, if the market starts pumping a little bit, it might be a better time to launch something like that, because there will be more eyes looking at Dfinity because of this Bitcoin integration and the tech behind it, things like that. So Bitcoin Renegade was saying, there's some smart people working over at Dfinity. I'm lucky to know a few of them, and they're just and they just got their stuff together.
Yeah, that's something that I'm in no way disagreeing with this. If Dfinity is delaying it on purpose, I'm all for that. Like my personal plan, again, not financial advice. Like I'm trying to buy ICP for 4 years, right? Just every month. Of course, if it gets like way too expensive or something, I might just be like, okay, my bag is full. But if they do delay it, I'm in no way. This is not like my rent money in ICP or anything like that. So if they do want to delay it to where it's the proper circumstances, get the most attention, to get the most amount of users, which is really important to me. I'm trying to get everyone to use ICP because I want that burn rate to go insane. I think it will go insane one day. I really do believe ICP will become deflationary. And the fact that it's not deflationary right now, to me, it's not a turnoff, because I'm trying to get more ICP, right? So of course I don't want it to go to like a penny or something like that. But at the same time, if it floats around the current price, or maybe even taps that low like at least one more time, I'm not gonna trip. If it goes up, I'm also happy. Like it's a win-win situation, right? So if it goes to the moon, I'm happy. If it tips one more time, as long as it goes to the moon after that, I'm happy. So so Dfinity, if you're watching this, take your time, launch it when it's ready, launch it when the eyes are watching, launch it when people are actually going to use it. So I'm all for that. I'm not tripping.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah,
man.
we'll let them know when our bags are packed, and then the spaceship can just take
Hey,
right off.
Dom, you can send it to the moon now. All right, guys. So is there anything else you guys would like to add? I don't know if you guys are reading the comments. Are there any comments? But if there's anything else you guys want to add, you can add that. And if not, we can get close to wrapping our first ever live video. Thank you, Sixfigs, for coming. Thank
Pleasure.
you, Bitcoin Renegade. I watched both of your channels.
Pleasure.
I've seen more. The first time I watched Sixfigs, I think, was when he was talking about the first, all of that, I guess, drama that was happening with the price and why it went down and all that. But anything else you guys would like to add?
Yeah,
I just want to. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to thank you for having me on the show. I've been a huge fan of yours ever since you started your YouTube channel. I'm a huge fan of Dfinity community, and I just love what you're doing here. So I am honored to be on your show, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. For
Yeah,
having me.
vice versa. I love what Dfinity community is doing. I love your channel, all that stuff. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on here as a guest. It was always fun to kind of mesh channels and collab a little bit. My door is open. If you guys ever want to come on, hop onto my channel. Maybe we can do some other stuff, some TA or some, current events, things like that. I think that'd just be a blast, especially get some more people involved. That'd be a lot of fun. So thank you. I do appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming. Hopefully next week we have 2 more guests. I did invite, for those of you watching, I invited Crypto is Good Daniel Crypto is Good. Unfortunately, he was sick with, I don't want to get banned with the sickness that's going around. So he couldn't make it, but hopefully next week we'll have him. We also have some other special guests that are coming. But thank you so much for joining us in our first ever Dfinity Community Live. Let us know if you want to see anything else live or discussed. And until next time, guys, see you guys next time.